Tim volunteered to be a bus driver, would start his day by driving the local school bus and then coming to work. Tim is a humble servant leader, to use a phrase that's probably overused, but he really is. Erskine Bowles, he approached his job with the professionalism, with the excellence, the commitment to excellence, but also the fact that he served not just the system, but the entire state of North Carolina. That's what this award is all about. Tim is very deserving of this particular award. What he does is so important for this university, and especially to our students, to make sure that they get the financial assistance that they can be successful. He's very committed to his church. He's very committed to the community, to his school system here in Robeson County. Tim is fantastic.
So there's a couple of things I think about when it thinks about my desire. First is my spiritual upbringing. When I've been in church all my life. So I've been in leadership positions since I was 14. I have currently 9 positions at church that I volunteer for. Another thing is my mother and father. So I grew up with my mother and father who were servant leaders as well. One of my biggest things I love here every day is looking out my window and being able to see students that we're helping, because that inspires me every day in the office of financial aid, because we're helping people.
I met with other colleges and other financial aid offices, and they weren't as open as Tim. They showed me the numbers, but when Tim showed me the numbers, he related to me and my situation. Financial aid has really took the burden off of coming to college.
Tim has implemented programs like FAFSA on Wheels, not just expecting people to come to our campus to find out that information. Tim takes it to our community, to our schools, to make sure that students who are thinking about college knows where they can find those financial resources.
When we talk about FAFSA and what that represents for them, they don't really understand what free application for federal student aid means. Application is the gatekeeper for you to get federal state aid. We are one of the lowest income counties in North Carolina. People couldn't come to school without FAFSA, with the federal government's help. Over 6,000 of our students are on federal aid here at the institution.
I've been so pleased with Tim since he's been here over the last several years. Our financial aid office was being challenged in many, many ways. And he's come in, he's brought a stability, he's brought a level of expertise, he's brought a commitment, a dedication, a commitment to excellence that was so much needed.
As chair of Staff Senate, he has been really instrumental. One, he helped change the name of Staff Senate. It was Staff Council, but we have Faculty Senate and Student Government Association, and he wanted to make sure that we had an equal playing field and that our voice was heard, which means that Tim meets regularly with the Chancellor and Cabinet on our behalf as staff to make sure that our needs are being met and that our voice is being heard, and he's advocating that we get access to resources or professional development, and making sure that, you know, passing it back down, that he shares policy changes, he shares information with staff to make sure that we have everything that we need to be successful in our roles.
When I came here, I wanted to have an ability to serve others. And so, again, there's that service mindset of serving. So Staff Senate represents 660 staff members across campus. What better place to serve than on Staff Senate to help advocate for our staff, changes, policies, procedures, any of those kind of things that we need to change when it comes to staff. End of the year, Employee of the Year, Reserve Parking. They have arrived. And we want to give that to Penny. Penny had brought that to our attention, and so we had started to make sure that our Employees of the Year are recognized. So you voted to pass that last meeting, and they are officially created.
I think it's paramount that our students, they see where they can become. And with Tim being the president of the Alumni Association, he is an example of someone who was a student here, was a work study student here, was an SGA president here. He met his wife here, and he got his start from RCC. Students need to see that you can start here and go anywhere. Tim has been a great example of someone who has come in and can give recommendations on how we can help students, how we can help students to graduate and persist, how we can increase our alumni giving.
I have over 800 hours of volunteer work at RCC because of the fact I go help with registration. I'm there for every graduation. I'm making sure that my ties are still there with RCC because they are like family to me. So when they asked me to be president, I said yes because of the fact that we're one of the only alumni associations around in community college because most of them has already dissolved or went away. But we're trying to keep ours strong because we know how important the impact that Alumni Association has on student body and bringing more students to the campus.
Our district is currently facing a bus driver shortage, so that is also creating a lot of issues and challenges throughout our district. If we don't have bus drivers, we have to run second loads or we have to cancel a route altogether. Mr. Tim stands out to me as being like extra special because he did step in without hesitation 2 years ago when we did not have a driver for bus 33. He has a full-time job, getting up in the morning at 5:30, 6 o'clock. He has to come to campus. That makes him extra special because not everybody is going to take on an extra job. And he still stepped in to help us out, and here we are 3 years later, and he's still a part of the Deep Branch family.